Before the key, before the door, before the lamp was lit on the floor, before America, before the sea, the monks had built this place to be. Stone from the quarry, oak from the year, older than memory, older than here. The frail Ampere walked his round, every window lit above the ground. 400 ans, the river kept time, through revolution, through reason, through rhyme. Two women, 2 centuries, one threshold to keep, one hand on the door before the sun is up. She turns the key in 1921, another pushes through in 2002. A breath, a pause, a yes, the morning has begun. Le matin sans le pain, la pierre, les rues. Be not inhospitable to strangers, lest they be angels in disguise. Entrez, entrez, the door is open, take what you need, ask no replies. This is Kilomètre, zéro, where every road in France begins. 2 women, 2 windows, the same name above the door. Shakespeare Company. La porte s'ouvre, le fleuve s'écoule. The river moves west, the river moves west. Every stranger, every story arrives here. Toutes les routes commencent ici. History is not the kings, not the dates, not the names on the bronze, the cold or the gates. History is the landing of a book unpaid, the remembering of a name when the maker is laid. The silence after the right word spoken aloud. A small woman at the threshold, a doorway, a crowd. The lamp in the upstairs window, the page in the box, the hand on the green door, the turning of the locks. Be not inhospitable to strangers, lest they be angels in disguise. Entrez, entrez, the door is open, take what you need, ask no replies. This is Kilomètre, zéro, where every road in France begins. 2 women, 2 windows, the same name above the door. Shakespeare Company. La porte s'ouvre, le fleuve s'écoule. The river moves west, the river moves west. Every stranger, every story arrives here. Toutes les routes commencent ici. Donnez ce que vous pouvez, prenez ce que vous voulez. Give what you can, take what you need. The door swings outward, the lamp is fed. Not in one decade, but in all of them. Not in one woman, but in both. Le bâtiment demeure, the building remains. The Seine moves west, the city breathes. Allume la lampe, ouvre la porte, light the lamp, open the door. Every road in France begins here. Kilomètre zéro, kilomètre zéro. Tuesday morning on rue de l'Odéon, coal smoke rising, the bread half done. Number 12, the key still a little new. A handful of titles, a window to do. The light comes late on this old grey stone, but it always comes, I am not alone. I pin a card, I tilt a spine, I make a little argument of mine. Across the cobbles behind her glass, she arranges hers, I watch her pass. Une libraire like me, but not like me. French to her bones, calme et sûre et libre. The eyebrow lifts, the smile begins. 20 feet of stone between her shop and mine. Bonjour, madame, and the morning turns Two windows facing two soft returns, and we laugh at the empty street, at the unread books, at a Tuesday morning that no one looks. Two windows on the same grey street, two women where the mornings meet. Shakespeare and company, set soft, set small, a handwritten card above the wall. Elle est là, je suis ici, mais on se voit. A pane of glass and rien de plus. Two windows, c'est comme ça. Two women, and the rest is us. She does not wave, she does not need to. The eyebrow speaks the language we two. Une amie, perhaps plus que ça, perhaps something patient in the way she laughs. The shop opens at 10, the bell will ring, the strangers will come, the shelves will sing. But until then, c'est notre heure à nous, the morning hours before the rue. A bookshop is a promise kept by staying. She will say it later, she's already saying. She knows the shape before I draw it true. She always will, and I will too. 20 feet and a century could pass. 20 feet through a pane of glass. And whatever I become here with her, watching mornings year after year. Two windows on the same grey street, two women where the mornings meet. Shakespeare and company, set soft, set small, a handwritten card above the wall. Elle est là, je suis ici, mais on se voit. A pane of glass and rien de plus. Two windows, c'est comme ça. Two women, and the rest is us. Rue de l'Odéon, September light, a little laughter, a quiet sight. Two windows, et voilà. The morning starts, we are who we are. The shop opens at 10, cold tea paper, the Rue de l'Odéon. A key still strange in my hand, and a sign still strange above the door. I wrote it on a card in my own ink. Be not inhospitable to strangers, lest they be angels in disguise. A boy with a notebook walks in, asks for Turgenev, mon ami. I find it on the third shelf, hand it down. 1 franc, I tell him, but he hasn't got a franc. He looks at me, I look at him, and I say it again, soft and plain. Bring it back when you're done. Bring it back when you're done. The door is open, mon cher, the door is open wide. Come in, take what you need. Bring it back when you're done. 12 Rue de l'Odéon, a quiet vow, a hand upon the latch. Above me the whole city in its chalk and bells. Stein at her salon, Joyce in his fog, Hemingway still half a boy in the door, and I just suis la libraire, the woman who opens, the woman who waits. Let them carry the books home, let them owe me what they cannot pay. Let the shelves be a city, the city a long welcome. This is no mere shop, mes amis, c'est une promesse, a quiet vow, a daily act of opening, and that is enough. C'est tout. Bring it back when you're done. Bring it back when you're done. The door is open, mon cher. The door is open wide. Come in, take what you need. Bring it back when you're done. What I want is small, and what I want is everything. A door that does not close, a sentence I can keep. Not the names above the lintel, not the books, not the renown. Just the act, the daily act, un acte quotidien, the opening of the town. The bell rings, he is gone, a debt the shape of trust. Mon Dieu, what have I begun? Be not inhospitable to strangers. Be not inhospitable to strangers. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back when you're done. Number 7, Rue de l'Odéon. The lamplight on the floor. Adrienne with her hand on my wrist, leading me through the door. The strangers turn, the strangers part. The room begins to hum. A country I did not know was mine, and yet here I have come. Seine upon her armchair like a sovereign on the throne. Picasso, Matisse, Cézanne. The walls have grown their own. Fitzgerald with his glass half-tipped, his sentence half undone. Joyce against the mantel listening to a sound that's just begun. Then Valérie begins to read. Écoutez un mot et un autre, something old and something new. And the air changes, the air changes. Like the river underneath the pond is art. It carries all of who we are. The air changes. Voilà, c'est ça. I am not the woman who walked in. The accordion through an open window, drifting from the choir. A franc, a glass, a sentence handed from one hand to the next. Some are fluent, some are foreign, all are leaning in. The Paris that I read about, I am standing in. Then Valérie begins to read. Le silence après les mots. Something reaches, lets me in. And the air changes, the air changes. Like the river underneath the pond is art. It carries all of who we are. The air changes. Voilà, c'est ça. I am not the woman who walked in. Adrienne is watching from across the floor. She has seen me become what I was becoming all along. Be not inhospitable to strangers. The words above the door return, and the silence after the right words is the song, is the song. The air changes. Doucement, doucement. I am no longer at the glass. I am the room. I am the room.
Tuesday morning, grey light at the boulangerie. The patch on the eye, the monocle, certainty. Cartwheel, cobble step, the cathedral's echoing key. I read the city by ear. Rue de l'Odéon, c'est moi. String of the kitchen, not a thing too thick to throw. Ink in the margins, ink upon ink, row upon row. Refused in New York, refused in London, the answer is no. Pornography, blasphemy, prophecy, camport, camport. Stately plumpuck mulligan came from the stairhead. A bowl of lather, a mirror, a razor late crossed. A sentence is a stare I am carrying in my head. A sentence is a city no publisher has crossed. I do not ask, I do not ask, I only set it down. Tied with kitchen string, tied with kitchen string. The weight is yours, mademoiselle. The weight is yours alone. How many pages? As many as it needs. How many pages? As many as it needs. The Liffey is a sentence that the same begins to know. Stairhead, seat change, soundless, slow. Half blind I hear the morning where the morning means to go. Silence on her side of the desk. Pasamo, pasamo. Pages on the back of menus, pages bound in twine. 3 colors of correction, marginalia, vine on vine. Important, the most important, yes I know that it is mine. But the door is yours, mademoiselle, the door is yours to sign. Be not inhospitable to strangers, the card above the door. A stranger in a string-tied book is what I'm asking for. Without asking, without asking, without asking anymore. Je vous laisse, I leave it to the floor, to the floor. I do not ask, I do not ask, I only set it down. Tied with kitchen string, tied with kitchen string. The weight is yours, mademoiselle. The weight is yours alone. How many pages? As many as it needs. How many pages? As many as it needs. The bell, the cart, the colonnade, au revoir. She does not move, she does not move, she does not move at all. 3 weeks the manuscript has stayed, bound in kitchen string upon the edge of my desk. I walk around it like a wall. I do not look, I do not touch. I cannot yet. The morning light spills through the rue, the same as any spring in Paris ever known. I sweep the floor, I count the books, I count the books, and still I am not alone. And here she stands beside the ledger now, with the patient eyes of someone who has seen. Mon ami, ne dis rien, say nothing yet. She names the thing the silence cannot mean. Your hand has decided, before the mind, before the word. Your hand has decided, be not inhospitable to strangers. The door is already heard, the yes was always here. Your hand has decided.
A letter from a stranger crosses the sea. Plain paper, plainer words in a hand I do not know. Someone should be brave enough, she writes. The world needs the books it is told it cannot hold. I read it twice, I fold it small, I cross the stone. 20 feet of cobble in the April rain. She looks up from her desk, she sees my face. She only says, je vais faire le café. A bookshop is not a shop, mon cœur. It is a promise standing in the dark. And every promise asks us where we stand. Where the door is where we leave our mark. Your hand has decided before the mind, before the word. Your hand has decided, be not inhospitable to strangers. The door is already heard. If we say yes, everything changes. Your hand has decided. Be not inhospitable to strangers, for some have entertained angels unaware. We'll write to Dijon, to London, to every name. 100 subscribers more if we dare. And should they fail to come, then we will have made un bel erreur, a beautiful mistake. And still I would have made the same. Je dis oui. The hand was never hesitating. It was only waiting for the rest of me to know. Your hand has decided, be not inhospitable. The door is already open. Je dis oui. I say yes. Her list begins with one clear hand, a name, a street, a lamp, a stand. Across the cobblestones the ledger waits. 12 rue de l'Odéon, mes camarades. 100 names, pas plus, pas moins. Each franc a door, each name a sign. Letters leaving like a flock of birds, carrying the weight of 100 words. Mademoiselle, would you sign your name? Would you stand in the lamp, in the rain, in the flame? Be not inhospitable, entrez, entrez. The strangers are angels in disguise today. Send the letters, send them all, across the river, past the wall, to London, Dublin, New York Harbor. Tell them Paris will be braver. 100 names, 100 strangers, une lumière dans la nuit. We will print what no one prints. We will print it. We will print it. She walks in quiet, she is 22. A girl with a coat and a borrowed view. She writes her name and the room goes still. Bring it back when you're done. The world is the world will. Mademoiselle, would you sign your name? Would you stand in the lamp, in the rain, in the flame? Donne ce que tu peux, prends ce qu'il te faut. Le mot juste arrives at the door à propos. Send the letters, send them all, across the river, past the wall, to London, Dublin, New York Harbor. Tell them Paris will be braver. 100 names, 100 strangers, une lumière dans la nuit. We will print what no one prints. We will print it. We will print it. Eliot, Yates, Poundstein, Hemingway again, in the borrowed line. inscription each, yes, each franc. We are building the door we will pass through. Merci, address, signature, oui ou non. The list is longer and the list goes on. And the list goes on, and the list goes on. And the list goes on. 100 names and 100 more. The angels are arriving at the door. Send the letters, send them all. Une lumière dans la nuit. 100 names, 100 names. 5 a.m. the city sleeps. Brown paper, kitchen string, both arms around the thing I keep. The weight of an impossible thing. Across the bridge, the street lamps fade. The taxi slow, the window steamed. Greek flag blue beneath the shade. The book of every dream. I lobe, I cross the river west. 700 pages against my chest. Rue de l'Université, the 4th floor stair. He is already awake, already there. The river moves west, the river moves on. Shakespeare and Company, the name like a song. A door, a desk, a window, a flame. The most beautiful thing I have ever held. The most beautiful thing I have ever held. He stands in his shirt sleeves, the monocle glints. His good eye finds my face. He takes the book in both his hands and finds a quiet place. The string undone, the paper falls. He turns it toward the light. Gray February at the window pane. The morning learning sight. Stately, plump from the stairhead came. The bowl, the mirror, the lather, the name. He reads it slow, he reads it true, as though he's known the line his whole life through. The river moves west, the river moves on. Shakespeare and Company, the name like a song. A door, a desk, a window, a flame. The most beautiful thing I have ever held. The most beautiful thing I have ever held. Deux verres de vin avant le jour. 2 glasses lifted in the dark. Le silence après les bons mots. The silence as its own remark. Nothing further left to say. The book between us gently bound. Paris waking soft and gray. The bells finding their lost sound. I walked back along the Seine. La rivière coule vers l'ouest. The river moves, the river moves. Shakespeare and Company, Shakespeare and Company. The most beautiful thing, the most beautiful thing I have ever held. Morning on the Odeon, the shutters open wide. The bread, the brass, the clarinet, the river on its tide. A young man with a mended sleeve takes a borrowed book to read. Bring it back when you're done, mon ami. Take what you need. The salon's full of opinions, large enough to fill the floor. The exiles split a Proust like fruit. The dollar runs to 4. Across the rue the lamp goes on. My love love is at the door. Ma chère, the air has changed, and I am yours once more. They will call it la belle décennie, the golden, golden years. The shelves are full, the pockets light, the Seine is in our ears. The exiles and the orphans and the angels in disguise all find the rue de l'Odéon by lamplight, by surprise. Give what you can, take what you need. The door is open, the shelf will feed. Cézanne doré, the franc is sweet. The lamp, the lane, the running street. Oh, the golden years. Oh, the golden years. A girl walks in, no franc, no name, a Proust beneath her hand. Bring it back when you're done. And so the lamp begins to stand. She'll come and go for 40 years. She'll carry what she heard. The shop becomes the kind of room where strangers learn the word. A poet at the table, a novelist at the page. A lover across the cobblestones holds the small electric stage. 20 feet of stone between us, 2 windows in the light. Mon amour, we made a city of this night. Give what you can, take what you need. The door is open, the shelf will feed. Cézanne doré, the franc is sweet. The lamp, the lane, the running street. Oh, the golden years. Oh, the golden years. And every face that crosses through the threshold of this door will carry off a borrowed book and bring us back the more. Caresse the till, the years are running fast. But oh, the room, the room, the room, let this one room last. Give what you can, take what you need. The door is open, the shelf will feed. Cézanne doré, the franc is sweet. The lamp, the lane, the running street. Oh, the golden years. Oh, the golden years. Bring it back when you're done. Bring it back when you're done. Cézanne, Cézanne, Cézanne doré. The golden, golden, golden years. The shop is small, the lamps are low, the rent is due, the francs are slow. Guide says it gentle, guide says it true. 200 friends might see us through. February air, the windows fog, wet wool, cigarettes, the bell, the clock. They come in coats from across the Seine. 200 coats, 200 names. And the room fills up and the room goes warm. And the cold outside becomes a fact, not a storm. He opens the page, il commence à lire, and every breath in the room agrees to disappear. The silence after the right words. The silence after the right words. 3 notes falling, then the rest held long. The silence is the song. I have been in many rooms in Paris. J'ai vu beaucoup, j'ai entendu beaucoup. I have sat in chairs where the famous spoke their fame. I was not moved, I was not changed. But tonight the air, it changed. Like water changes when a stone is named. I felt it in my chest where the unsaid lives, where the body keeps what the mind cannot give. A woman at the back with her eyes shut tight, a stranger near the lamp in the failing light. 200 coats, one breath, one moon, une seule chambre, une seule lune. A silence after the right words, the silence after the right words. 3 notes falling, then the rest held long. The silence is the song. Be not inhospitable to strangers, for tonight a stranger keeps us alive. 200 friends, 200 candles, 200 amis pour que la porte survive. The shop will stand another season, the shelves will hold another year, and I will spend my whole life trying to get back to what I heard here. Le silence après les mots justes, le silence après les mots justes. 3 notes falling, then the rest held long. The silence is the song. The room held its breath, and so did I. Et moi aussi, et moi aussi.
Bonsoir, mademoiselle, may I step inside? The street is very quiet on the Rue de l'Odéon. History is walking with its boots upon the tide, and someone has to write the names that history writes upon. A list, a page, a pen, a small black mark beside your name, ma chère. We have noticed in the manner of a friend that your circle is a thing we are required to declare. The signs go up in Gothic script, the yellow star, the careful cue. Be not inhospitable to strangers. We have heard the lovely sentence too. The sound of boots, the sound of boots, the polite arithmetic of dusk. A little less of everyone, a little more of us. The sound of boots, the sound of boots. Wherever books are gathered, mademoiselle, take care. The cafes are emptying, the chairs go bare. The sound of boots, the sound of boots. Such a charming little shop, such a literary room. You have hosted half of Europe at this door. Hemingway, Monsieur Joyce, I have read them, I presume, and the names you do not mention anymore. A nod, a turn, a glance, a shutter that no longer swings on Rue Jacob. We are only here to keep the proper dance. We are only here to make a careful list and stop. A whisper, a name, a cue, a door that knows what's coming through. Be not inhospitable to strangers, but strangers are particular things, n'est-ce pas? The sound of boots, the sound of boots, the polite arithmetic of dusk. A little less of everyone, a little more of us. The sound of boots, the sound of boots. We will only She asked politely, Mademoiselle, for now, will you give the city? Will you bow? The sound of boots, the sound of boots. She does not speak, she does not move. She sets the saucer down, she turns the key. Tomorrow she will open at the ordinary hour, the way she always has, to whoever comes to see. The four notes rising, listen bending down. Étrangers, étrangères, the doorway of the town. Be not inhospitable. But how, but how, but how? Au revoir, mademoiselle, until I call again. The sun is very golden on the Rue de l'Odéon. We will return this afternoon. This afternoon. The sound of boots. The sound of boots. The sound of boots. The sound of boots. Guten Morgen, Madame, forgive the hour. The morning post, the kettle steam. I won't disturb your usual scheme. A small request within my power, to make politely one slim book your last copy. I've come to look.
Not for sale,
Pas à vendre,
two short words.
I will not bend.
Everything is for sale, madame. Everything has a price agreed. The franc, the favor, the family name.
Tout est à vendre en cas de besoin.
Everything is for sale, madame.
You only have to name the need. A black mark by your name, you see.
Eine kleine note the office keeps.
The friends you held, the company.
The list is long, the office sleeps.
Lightly still,
A courtesy.
I will return at Traja.
Not that book,
Not that one,
not today.
not while I stand.
Everything is for sale, madame. Everything has a price to bear. The lamp, the letter, the lifted hand. Tout est à vendre partout, partout. Everything is for sale, madame. The only question is how and where.
I will return this afternoon.
If the book remains upon the shelf,
I close the shop, I take the rest.
Auf Wiedersehen, bis bald.
Be not inhospitable to strangers, the sentence I pinned above the door.
But the stranger is the winter now.
And winter does not knock before.
I turn the sign, fermé,
Fermé,
fermé.
fermé.
The cobblestones, the grey. I cross the Rue de l'Odéon. Fermé. December 7th, the light comes ordinary. The shop door opens the way it always has done. Then the boots in the doorway, the polite catastrophe. Finnegans wake, I'll return at 3. He smiles like a customer, he is not a customer. 22 years on this rue, and the light has turned cold. Tourne le panneau fermé, lock the till, take the key. Across the cobblestone she comes, mon amour. What now? We carry them up. Armful by armful, étage par étage, up the narrow staircase, the page, leave the page. Joyce and Hemingway, Stein and Valerie, wrap them in paper, carry them home. Be not inhospitable, be not be. We carry them up, we carry them up. The lending cards in their wooden boxes, the names of the readers, the girl who borrowed Turgenev with no franc to her name, the photograph of him by the window, gone grey in the light, la correspondance, les portraits, l'enfance que nous avons faite. Hide them behind the wardrobe, hide them under the bed. The shelves are not the shop, the shelves are not the shop. Step, 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 the staircase keeps the time. The afternoon goes dark around our hands. Ne pleure pas, mon cœur, we carry them up. Armful by armful, étage par étage, past the second landing, past the windowed cage. Bodies as books and books as bodies, carry them softly, carry them home. Be not inhospitable too. We carry them up, we carry them up. 3 o'clock the bell, he stands in the doorway. He looks bare wood and dust. He does not speak, he turns, he goes. The street holds its breath, the Seine moves west. The shelves stand empty, the shelves stand empty. La porte est fermée, le monde a tourné. The books are upstairs, the books are alive. Turn out the lamp, turn out the lamp. Nous sommes ici, we are still here. Be not inhospitable to strangers. There are no books in this room, only cold, only the grey afternoon, only the dark where a lamp won't turn on. And the shelves I left are all empty now. 30 years of paper and breath, 30 years of opening doors. I am stripped to the bone, I am stripped to the breath, I am stripped to what the body still knows. And a small voice rises, Princeton, age 9. A window in autumn, my mother's slow hand, Verlaine in my mouth before I knew the meaning. The sound was the meaning, the meaning was the sound. This is the light in the dark room. This is the door they could not close. Les mots, they live in the body. The mind receives, the body knows. This is the light in the dark room. I thought it was the shelves and the names, the blue cover, the lending cards, the names. I thought it was Joyce by the grey window, holding his book to the morning rain. But the books are upstairs in the dark, wrapped in newspaper, holding their breath. And here in Vittel, où la nuit ne finit pas, I find what was mine before death. Il pleure dans mon cœur comme il pleut sur la ville. Petite chanson, je te garde. You are mine, you are mine, you are still. The silence after the right words, I hear it for the first time. Not the books, not the names above the door. The silence is mine. Maman, les mots, ils suffisent. Mother, the words are enough. Mother, the words are enough. Mother, this is the light. This is the light in the dark room.
4 years in the silence, 4 years standing still. Now the windows fill with light I had forgotten how to spend.
The vehicles turn the corner, the boys are coming through, and the air remembers what an open street could do. Les cloches, every steeple, every spire. Saint Sulpice, Saint Germain, the whole city is on fire.
With the sound it held for years. Bells across the city, bells across the Seine. The river moves west and it is summer again.
You stayed, I stayed.
The door is open wide.
Be not inhospitable.
Bring them all inside.
Bells, bells, bells
across the city.
I was on the pavement, I knew which window held her before I had the sense to lift my eyes.
A correspondence code, a uniform unfamiliar.
And there she was, exactement comme avant.
Took her up off the ground,
Didn't speak a word,
held her till the bells were.
were the only thing we heard.
And then I had to ask. Bells across the city,
Bells across the city,
bells across the Seine.
bells across the Seine.
The river moves west and it is summer again.
You stayed, I stayed.
The door is open wide.
Be not inhospitable.
Bring them all inside.
Bells, bells, bells
Across the city.
They're all here upstairs behind the wall.
Every spine, every page.
We carried them all.
You came back, I came back.
C'est tout ce qu'il fallait.
Bring it back,
When you're done,
and you did. Mon ami, the sentence above the door survived the years. It survived because we did.
we stayed.
The sentence is here. Bells across the city,
Bells across the city,
bells across the Seine.
bells across the Seine.
The river moves west and it is summer again.
You stayed, I stayed.
The door is open wide.
Be not inhospitable.
Bring them all inside.
Bells, bells, bells.
Across the city,
Les cloches sur la ville libérée.
the river moves west.
You stayed,
I stayed,
and the bells go on.
and the bells go on.
bare shelf, a bare wall, a bare floor. The afternoon light is the same light as before. I keep my hand against the wood. I thought it was the books that stood. The dust where Joyce once leaned his coat. La porte est fermée, I know that note. And a small voice inside me, quiet as a breath, says the thing I would not hear. It was never the books. It was the act of opening, the hand on the green door, the come in, take what you need. The form ends, the act does not. C'est fini, mais ça reste. It was never the books. It was the act of opening. I published one book, once I opened the door every day. I thought the one was the lasting, and the other gave way. I had it backward, the river runs west. The shop I kept was the smallest, plainest, yes. Rue de l'Odéon 12, the number above the bell. A sentence I pinned, a sentence I tried to tell. And a small voice inside me, plainer than a breath, says the thing I now can hear. It was never the books. It was the act of opening, the hand on the green door, the come in, the take what you need. The form ends, the act does not. C'est fini, mais ça reste. It was never the books. It was the act of opening. Be not inhospitable to strangers. Be not inhospitable to strangers. The sentence is a question now, and I am the one being asked. Et la réponse est simple, mon amour. Ouvre la porte, ouvre la porte, ouvre la porte. I close the shop, I do not close the act. Someone will come who does not know my name. Will push a green door somewhere on a quiet street, and I will be the hand behind her hand. La porte, la porte, la porte, la porte. The form ends, the act does not.
The dinner roars, the silver and the wine. Across the table, your steady eyes meet mine. I came to Paris with a borrowed key, and built a door the whole world walked through me. Now I am 71, the form is done. The shelves stand empty in the post-war sun. But something rises through the dinner haze, a name to carry into other days. Pas un prêt, c'est un don. Not a loan, a giving. A name is not a thing you own. A name is how you're living. Shakespeare and Company, yours to keep, yours to be. Shakespeare and Company. The threshold and the lit lamp's plea. Give what you can, take what you need. The sentence above the open door is all
the creed. 44 with hands that tend the spines. Down on the boucherie I hold my own lines.
I never asked, never thought to claim,
but the ear hears truer when it hears its name.
I'll be le frère Lampier,
the lamp keeper,
the window lit through every shuttered
grey. I'll keep it open,
c'est tout ce que je sais.
A name received is the road you stay.
Je le garderai ouvert.
I'll keep it open.
A name is not decoration,
it is instruction. Shakespeare and Company, yours to keep, yours to be. Shakespeare and Company, the threshold and the lit lamp's plea. Give what you can, take what you need.
The sentence above the open door
is all the creed.
Be not inhospitable to strangers,
lest they be angels in disguise.
The Seine moves west past Notre Dame,
indifferent to our small goodbyes.
I know you will,
that's why I tell you.
I know you will,
that's why I'm here.
Two voices cross above one table,
and the name moves through the years. Shakespeare and Company,
bring it back when you're done.
Shakespeare and Company,
the river keeps the running on. Bring it back when you're done.
Bring it back when you're done. A grey light through the curtain at the Rue de l'Odéon. A breath let go, a hand unclasped, the page already gone. The lamp upon the table burning lower than before. And somewhere on the far side of the river, a small door.
Le fleuve cool, the current keeps the things it cannot hold.
A woman I was,
a woman I was,
the morning turning cold. Across the water, on a street I'd never seen, a man strikes a match at dawn beside a window pale and clean.
Avril 23,
the bells of Notre Dame begin to ring.
400 years for a poet,
and a quiet man steps in.
He paints the letters slowly
in the language of a vow. The shop without a name has found its name now.
Une lumière dans la fenêtre,
une enseigne dans la rue.
Give what you can,
take what you need.
The bells,
the bells,
the morning,
the morning. Shakespeare and Company, Shakespeare and Company,
carried by the wind and the water and me.
Shakespeare and Company,
say the name,
la lumière,
la rivière,
la rivière. Shakespeare and Company. I am climbing his stairs at the hour of the bell.
I am 22 and I am
60 as well. I was in that room
in 1936,
and the silence that I heard,
I have come back to give.
A page in my hand, a door, a listening
the offering.
2 rooms, 2 windows, the same damp stone. A name passed hand to hand and never alone.
He puts his pen down, I begin to speak. The thread is named 28
years this week.
La même odeur,
La même prière.
She is here,
She is here,
she is here,
she is here. Shakespeare and Company.
Shakespeare and Company.
The bells of Notre Dame answer back to me. Shakespeare and Company.
Say the name,
La lumière,
la rivière,
la rivière. Shakespeare and Company.
Le fleuve coule à l'ouest,
Le fleuve coule à l'ouest.
the river moves west.
The river moves west.
The lamp comes on, the door swings wide. Une porte qui s'ouvre,
The thread, the tie. Shakespeare and Company. Shakespeare and Company. Off the pond to double, the river smells like rain. A green door I half remember, a name I never claimed. I came here for a week, un café, un au revoir. Just enough to see his face, pas plus que ça. Low beams and lamplight, books along the winding stair. An old man in a dressing gown who looks like he's been waiting years. He says, I knew you'd come back, comme si j'étais parti. But I only came for a week, just a girl with a borrowed key. And the Seine keeps moving west, and the bells begin to ring. And I hear a melody I've never learned, like something almost mine. I only came for a week, I only came to say I'm fine. I only came to turn around and leave. But the door is open and the lamp is lit, and the room remembers me. Doucement, doucement. I only came for a week. There's a sentence on the doorway in a hand I almost know. Take what you need, give what you can. A phrase from long ago. A laugh slips down the staircase. Stranger pours the wine, and the windows hold reflections that aren't mine. And the sun keeps moving west, and the candles burn down low. And I hear a name behind my own, like something I should know. I only came for a week, I only came to keep my word. I only came to find my way back home. But the floor remembers, and the dust knows my step, and the dark says reste un peu. Doucement, doucement. I only came for a week. Maybe a week becomes a month becomes a name becomes a door that nobody can close again. The river moves west, the river moves west, and someone's singing through the wall, through the years. 4 notes hanging in the air, an unfinished prayer. Je ne suis venu que pour une semaine, pas plus que ça, pas plus que ça. Just 1 week, just 1 more week, but the lamp is still lights down from the green painted door. A bottle for de zéro, c'est tout. Aggressively unpretentious, the poet calls it, and we follow each other along the wall, down the stone steps to the water. Cathedral going dark on the right. We sit with our legs hanging over the river, Paris turning blue into night. She opens her book to a page she loves, tells us not what it meant but what it did. He's reaching for a rhyme that won't quite land, and the silent one watches everything we hid. The river moves west, the river moves west, through every century. The river moves west, 2 euros on the quay and Notre Dame in shadow. We came as strangers, we're not strangers now. Bonsoir, bonsoir. The river moves west. I came for a week, that's what I said. A small bag and a smaller plan. Sold a book for less than it was worth this morning. I looked up and a stranger called me by my name. The lamp's on in the upstairs window, the shelves arranged by a logic only the house can read. And the boxes wait above us quiet, and I'm starting to wonder what they need. The bottle goes around, écoute, écoute. He nods and stores the evening away. The verse is bad and beautiful and brave, and nobody here is leaving any time today. The river moves west, the river moves west, through every century. The river moves west, 2 euros on the quay and Notre Dame in shadow. We came as strangers, we're not strangers now. Bonsoir, bonsoir. The river moves west. This is what the archive is full of, not the books, not the names above the door. These people, these nights, this wine, this bridge of strangers finding what they came here for. The student in his cold room, the traveler with nowhere to go, the girl who came with nothing and left knowing the way. They all sat where I sit now. They all watched the river move. They all stayed. The river moves west, the river moves west. A small chorus on the stone above the Seine. De zéro sur le quai, de zéro sur le quai. Whoever I was before, c'est fini. We came as strangers, we're not strangers now. Bonsoir, bonsoir. The river moves west. Bonsoir, bonsoir. This is where I rest. Boxes by the window, dust along the lids. 30,000 pages of the strangers in the rafters, sleeping on the green chairs, dreaming on the floor. Each one left a single page beside the kitchen door. A German boy with phenomenology in his hand, a Jamaican journalist who never understood the price of giving every page begins the same beneath the small lamp's light. Bonsoir, je suis arrivé. I came here through the night. Give what you can, take what you need. This is the line that runs through every page I read. Give what you can, take what you need. Be not inhospitable, oh, let the strangers in. La rivière coule à l'ouest, the river moves again. Then a hand I'd seen before in slanted careful ink. Marguerite, 1936, before the shelves could sink. Marguerite, 1964, the same name, the same room. Écrit à travers le temps, the thread held through the gloom. 28 years between two pages and a single line. Pas les livres, pas les noms. The silence after the right time. Give what you can, take what you need. This is the line that runs through every page I read. Give what you can, take what you need. Be not inhospitable, oh, let the strangers in. La rivière coule à l'ouest, the river moves again. The silence after the right words, she wrote it down in 64. I am the next one in the upstairs room. I am the next hand on the door. Petit à petit I understand why I came back, why I have stayed, why the boxes wait, why the lamp is lit, why the page is mine to be made. Give what you can, take what you need. La rivière coule à l'ouest. Give what you can, take what you need. Be not inhospitable, let the strangers in. Page in my lap, the river below, the lamp is low, the hour slow. Une seule voix dans la chambre fermée. 28 years, the same hand, the same name. She wrote it in 36, she wrote it in 64. The same three words, le même side, the same door. I came for a week, I think I'm staying still. The same keeps moving on, and so will I. Not the books, not the names above the door, not the shelves, not the lamps, not the worn out floor. Something quieter than that is what we keep. Something slower than the river, twice as deep. The silence after the right words, le silence après les mots justes. Hold the rest as long as the notes. Tiens, le silence, c'est ce qui reste. The silence after the right words, three small notes, then nothing, then breathe. This is the room, this is the thread. I am holding a book I cannot pay. I am locking the door on a winter day. I am here in the box as the candle burned low. Every room is the same room, je le sais, I know. Not the names, not the lamps, not the open door. Something that the building's been waiting for. A held note, a rest, an open hand, a pause. The listener learns to understand. The silence after the right words, le silence après les mots justes. Hold the rest as long as the notes. Tiens, le silence, c'est ce qui reste. The silence after the right words, a breath the room has learned to hold. This is the thing they meant to give. I hear you in 22, I hear you in 64, I hear you in this very room. La
January morning, the Seine turning grey, a book on his lap, but his eyes on the quay. I'd carried this question since the autumn turned late. 28 years between pages, the same hand, the same date. Pourquoi Sylvia? Why did you give me her name? He didn't look up, he didn't refrain, because I owed a debt I could not repay. So I gave you her name, I gave her your day. The barge moved low, its wake reached both banks. I had been her former rest. No thanks asked, no thanks. The door kept open, a sentence above. The weight of a womb, the language of love. Names are not decoration, names are not decor. They are instruction, mon père. A debt, a door, and more. Shakespeare et compagnie. 5 notes falling slow. A name is what you carry, a name is what you owe. That's a heavy thing to give a child, I said plain. He nodded, he turned, he watched the slow rain. No qualifier, no sermon, no oracle, no creed. Je suis désolé, just that, and the river agreed. The apology was the right size for what it had cost. Not too large to ask absolution, not so small it was lost. He had understood the weight and acknowledged the toll, and set it down between us whole. Names are not decoration, names are not decor. They are instruction, mon père. A debt, a door, and more. Shakespeare et compagnie. 5 notes falling slow. A name is what you carry, a name is what you owe. Are you angry? He asked, and I held the question true. Through the boxes upstairs and the long Paris blue, through the green door below, through the lamp on the stair. No, I told him, none, I'm not angry, I'm here. He said, the name suits you. I watched the cathedral hold the white sky. I know, I said, just said, just said. The river moves west, the river moves on. And the door, mon père, the door stays open. The door stays open, mon père. The lamp goes up in the upstairs room. I write the first page of a brand new year. Cardboard waiting like an empty pew. I am the next one called to be here. 2 streets, 2 windows, 2 centuries, voila. Folded into the same green door. Be not inhospitable to the stranger at your door. What we keep by giving. What we lose returns as more. Come and take what you need, give what you can, leave what you cannot. Shakespeare and company. Say the name and the room is taut. The river moves west, the river moves west. Through every silence after the right words. Come in, mes amis, take what you need. I was 22 with a book I could not pay for. I was 36 in the salon, hushed to gold. I was 55 reciting Verlaine in the dark. I am here in 2003 and the story is not yet told. La porte s'ouvre, the door turns outward toward you. A hand on the wood that has held
debt no coin could settle. Was a daughter, was a promise, was a step. Come and take what you need, give what you can, leave what you cannot. Shakespeare and Company. Say the name and the room is taut. The river moves west, the river moves west. Through every silence after the right words. Come and mes amis, take what you need. The shelves emptied, the shelves filled again. The boots came, the bells came, the morning came. Tous les chemins commencent ici. Every road in France begins at this door. The angels we welcomed wore mended sleeves. The angels we welcomed wore yellow stars. The angels we welcomed were strangers, were ours. Come and take what you need. The lamp is lit, the door is open, the river moves west, and the silence after the right word.